Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the courageous, the efficient, the entirely enchanting Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you so much. Dr. Yukon Suckit. Tell your mama. So today I am broadcasting to you from my secret underground headquarters, in front of a live audience. You can tell by all the clapping. And I am bringing to you a deck called RAKDOS Dragons. And I found this over at Aether Hub, put together by somebody named R8Rak2. All right, man. I don't know what that means. Rate Rak2, something like that. Sounds like there's a code in there somewhere. I couldn't quite pick it up. But anyways, I decided, heck, I haven't played a good dragon deck in a long time. Let's see how this one pans out. All right, so let's take a look at the low end. We've got Malakir Rebirth. So this is a weird card for this particular deck, but I can kind of understand it. It is like, let's see how much mana we have in this deck. We have 20 lands. That's not very much, right? And so here is one additional land. So that puts us at 21. So there's 20 over here in this pile. There's 21, and I'm sure we're going to get into some other ones along the way. If we don't happen to need it for land, then we can choose a target creature, lose 2 life until the end turn. That creature gains. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. So this is one of those situations in which we're attacking with one of our dragons. Somebody's doing something kooky, at which point then we can instant in Malakir Rebirth, which brings them back to the battlefield if they die, which is so disappointing when you're on the other end of this card. We got 2 of Minion of the Mighty. Look at that guy. He has got the right attitude. So he is a kobold, and they love them some dragons. Costs 1, and he is a 0/1 with Menace. And I don't think we have the ability to pump at all, but he has Pack Tactics. And whenever he attacks, if we attacked with creatures with a total power of 6 or greater, you can put a dragon creature from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So it puts a guy out and essentially gives them haste, and they have to attack. That is fantastic. But the problem is that, you got to pretty much be finding 6 power from some other creatures in your hand. So we'll see if this guy pulls it out. I know when I tried to play him before, he pretty much kind of sucked. And it's really hard to get up to that 6th level. Somebody usually killed him beforehand. Otherwise, he's sort of just standing there looking all total badass on the side, but doing absolutely nothing. So we got the Spikefield Hazard, a.k.a. land number 22. And otherwise, you can deal 1 damage to any target. If that permanent is dealt damage this turn, would force them to die, you exile them instead. Which is great, because then things like even Malakir Rebirth would not recover them. 1 point. But that might be the 1 point you need, right? We got a single Guru, disciple of Rushai. Is Rushai in here somewhere? Nope. And he is a goblin samurai. Creatures you control gain haste until the end of turn, so he can provide haste to your dragons that don't already have haste. And for 5 mana, you create a 5/5 red dragon spirit with flying. Activate only if you control an attacking modified creature. Modified means it has an enchantment on it or a +1 counter, something like that. We'll have to keep our eyes open for something that modifies creatures. Oh, let me do it right here. So this might actually give your Minion of Mighty something. All right, let's keep going though. We got Dragonkin Berserker. First strike, 2/2 for 2. And his boast abilities activate for 1 less for each dragon you control. And his boast ability is you pay 5, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Awesome. That means if you had 3 dragons out, it would only cost you 2 to put out a 5/5. The only problem is you have to attack with this guy. And so that means that he could be easily killed by the defenders. But you get at least go for that boast and get a 5/5 out of the deal. We got Dragonfire, costs you 2. It'll do 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker, which is pretty sweet just by itself. But you may reveal a dragon card from your hand or choose a dragon you control And if you do that, then the Dragon's Fire deals damage equal to the creature's card creature power to the creature. Fire deals damage equal to the power of that card or creature instead. Okay, there we go. So yeah, like if you can get this guy out as a 6, if you can pump him, maybe he's a 7 or 8 or a 9, then this would be doing 9 points of damage potentially to target creature or planeswalker. So Dragon's Fire, it's a card that screams, I'm playing with dragons. On the other hand, it has a lot of potential flexibility in it. You have 4 of those. We got Orb of Dragonkind. It costs you 2 innocent artifact. And basically you pay 1 mana and tap it, and you can add 2 mana in any combination of colors. You can only spend the mana to cast dragon spells or to activate dragon abilities. If you pay 1 red mana and tap it, you can sacrifice the orb to look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can reveal a dragon card from amongst them and put it into your hand. You put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So this lets you go see what you got coming up. And if there's a dragon, you can put it into your hand. This thing summons dragons too. It's very Dragonlance, right? All right, we got Kalain, the Reclusive Painter. She comes out. She's a 1/2 for 2. When she comes out, you put out a treasure token. And then other creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it from each mana from a treasure used to cast them. So this is the kind of thing you could use for pumping dudes up as they come into play. So hopefully if you got a nice balance of treasure coming from somebody, something, somewhere, that'll help out. All right, we got another land, which makes 23 at this point. But this one is a nice slow land, but you can pay 3 of your life to put it out untapped. Or you can pay 2 red and X to deal X damage as divided amongst up to 2 different target creatures or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, then it deals twice X damage amongst those 2 creatures and or planeswalkers instead. So there's nice flexibility with that card. Number 23 for land. We got the Fable. We got 4 of those. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So first turn, you put out a 2/2 Goblin Shaman. We got a lot of goblins going on so far. Goblin Shaman. And when it attacks, it creates a treasure token. In turn 2, you can discard up to 2 cards, and then you draw that many cards in return. And lastly, on turn 3, you put out a Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, who is a 2/2 Goblin Shaman. And it does not have haste, unless, of course, you've got Goro giving it to him, right? And then for 1 mana and tapping it, you can create a copy of another non-legendary creature you control, except for that thing has haste, and at the beginning of the next end step, you have to sacrifice it. So yeah, this is a great thing to use to copy dragons with. All right, we've got our first real dragon, Ebondeath the Dracolich. Just a big old skeleton with just enough sinew to allow it to fly. So it is a slow-ass dragon, as in it comes into battlefield tapped. But it has flash, meaning you play it on your opponent's turn at the last second, and then immediately untaps as you get into your turn. And it's a 5/2 at that point. So pretty awesome, except for he's going to die in pretty much any fight he gets into. But you can cast it from your graveyard if a creature not named Ebon Dracolith died this turn. So as long as something named him didn't die this turn, you could play him from the graveyard. So you can't play him on the turn that basically he got into the graveyard. All right, here's land number 24, Hagra Broodpit. But you can, for 4 mana, use it to destroy target creatures. So we have 24 land at this point. I think that's the last of the lands. So we have a full set, and it's a fairly decent amount if we happen to have, plus these Orb of Dragonkind are really going to help in getting us buffed up. Plus all the treasures we need, we should do fine. We do just fine. Moonveil Regent. He's a 4/4 for 4 with flying. Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each of that spell's colors. So yeah, you want to basically cast something that is multicolor if you can help it. Not too many multicolors in here. It looks like it's just these 2. And when he dies, it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of colors amongst permanents you control. That's going to be 2. That's the most that we have. We're not playing. This guy might be a little on the lame side for this deck. There might be better dragons than him. That's a good thing about a nice dragon deck like this, is that you can swap out dudes for things all the time. In fact, I'm thinking it's the one that when you play a spell, he creates a copy where his power and toughness is equal to the mana cost of the spell you just cost. That might be awesome. But it has to be like an instance or sorcery. That might be better. I don't know how expensive he is. We'd have to take a look at it. We got Atsushi, the Blazing Sky. And he's got flying and trample, and he's a 4/4/4. And pretty much that's it. But when he dies, you can exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Pretty decent. Otherwise, you create 3 treasure tokens, which if you're just dying for mana, that is a very good choice. But if you've already got enough to cast him at 4, this only costs 6. So maybe, it just depends on how desperate you are for those treasures. Then again, you can always play, multiples or something. Because if you had like a Goldspan that would be worth 6 mana, which is pretty sweet. We got Immersturm Predator. He is a 3/3 for 4. But this guy is such a pain in the ass to everybody else. He's got flying. And then you can sacrifice another creature he gains indestructible to the end of the turn, and he becomes tapped. And you go back and it says, when he does become tapped, you exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Doesn't matter if it's creature or land or spell, doesn't matter. You put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. So this guy grows, and he has the ability to grow, to become indestructible. And you can keep doing that. It doesn't matter. As long as you got something to sacrifice, he can keep becoming indestructible until the end of the turn. But it's really hard to get rid of this guy. Really hard. You could always... Meat Cleaver Massacre or whatever, Meat Hook Massacre, that'd take care of him. Exiles, that'll take care of him. But anything trying to do damage, red or black level, nope, he will live. We got Junji, the Midnight Sky. He costs you 5, and he's a 5/5. He's got flying and menace. Then when he dies, you can choose 1, which is each opponent discards 2 cards and loses 2 life. So suck it, opponent. Or put a target non-dragon creature from a graveyard into the battlefield. So one thing, and you gain 2 life. So the big thing is that you can actually pick a non-dragon creature from their graveyard. I always forget that. This guy allows you to go plunging through somebody else's graveyard and pull stuff out. We got Goldspan Dragon. You probably know what this guy is already, but yeah, he's a 4/4 for 5. He's got flying and haste. And whenever he attacks or becomes a target of a spell, you create a treasure token. And while he is in play, treasure tokens you have sacrifice it to create 2 mana of any one color. So he doubles the amount of mana that your treasure tokens put out. And he puts out treasure tokens all the time. So he makes everything so much faster for you. We got Inferno of the Star Mounts. He is your classic red dragon. He costs you 6, and he's a 6/6. It cannot be countered. He's got flying and haste. So they're in for trouble, Plus, for each red mana you can pump into him, he gets +1 till the turn. When his power becomes 20 this way, it deals 20 damage to any target. So that's why Goldspan Dragon is really great. If you can start doubling the amount of tokens you have, and you can basically had, 7 of them or something, then you'd be doing an additional 14 points onto this guy, which means you'd be able to get him up to 20, which means you do 20 points of damage. Plus, he would be a 26, 20 for power, 6 for toughness, flying in haste, right? Hard to deal with. He doesn't have trample though, so too bad. For our lands, we've got just 1 Eye Tyrant. We got 1 Bane of the Bugbear. We got some hasty 1/1 spirits. We got the ability to mill and bring back a creature or planeswalker, which in this deck would be pretty good. We got regular basic lands. We got some fast dual lands, some semi-fast dual lands. And we got the Temple of the Dragon. We got 4 of them. Another card that screams, I am playing a dragon deck. Please save all your stuff until the dragons come out and then kill them all. But this will do it. If it comes into play, you can show a dragon card and it comes into play untapped. And then you can pay, you pick a color, and that is the color that this particular card puts out. So you got lots of stuff that's going to help dragons, but you're basically broadcasting, I am playing dragons. Blow them out of the air. All right, so that is the deck. Let's take it out and see how well it does. And we're playing against Candermelium. Alright, we got 3 mana. That's good. We got a Mighty of the Minion. Or Minion of the Mighty. Deep. Attack the creature's total of 6 or greater. No attacks. Where's my creatures? All right, here we go. Got ourselves a shaman. No attacks. Getting closer though. You know, I don't have. If I put out a dragon, I won't be able to put out another dragon. Nope, keeping it all. Let's Predator it. Two. This guy's going super life gain. Let's hope we can roll above it somehow. The problem is I got a dragon in my hand, but I can just play it myself. I still don't have enough to actually do the 6 because that guy's only a 3. But it'll be one when I attack with him, right? So let's try this out. Wait, that's not it. Cancel. About this. Let's go for a red. Let's put out. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Get rid of this dude. There we go. There's our 6. Okay, now let's life gain. What? I didn't get that guy for free? What a complete, total ripoff. Things are looking pretty sweet on my next turn. Can I keep Kiki Rajiki alive this long time? Come on, don't take him out. You want to see it. It's going to be pretty cool. Don't do anything. Don't do it. Stupid ass. Stupid ass. You coming at me again, brah? I see. You're worried that I'm going to take you out, huh? Like I would sit there and sacrifice a dragon, a perfectly good dragon. Totes I would, man. Absolutely. Yoink! Oh, we'll go for red. Chew him up. Almost got down to starting levels of life. Is it time for you to wipe the board? What's he got here? Double strike. Trample. Let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Got him down to 1. Don't wipe the board. Don't wipe the board. Of course, I still got a man land and a Goldspan Dragon. So go ahead, wipe the board. Plus, I think I can make our Predator indestructible. Dun 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 dun. There we go! Winner, winner! Victory dinner! We're playing against Free Jazz 79. Alright, we got a good amount of mana. Ooh, good amount of mana, actually. Let's keep it. I'm thinking about just ignoring the Hagra right now, even. That's hard to believe. Alright, I'm not going to go... Oh, I just did it, didn't I? There we go. That wasn't going to get us anything anyway. All right, Free Jazz. All right. Souped up Dave Grohl. I see you up there. All right. Let's give it a black. You don't really have much to do. I will have 4, though. We'll play Ebondeath on his turn. We got some Simic action going up there. A little ramp, maybe? What do we got back here? Somebody right on the back of an owl. I'm going to have to sit there and hit some lights. Knock on the velvet rope. All right. First strike. Need 5 mana to create a dragon token. No, if I have dragons out, it costs even less. Oh, I didn't know that. The last turn I could have totally gone crazy with him. I had dragons out already. This guy's still going for the land. What's he going to put down here? A 3/3 here pretty quick. All right, now just remind me on this next turn, I need to put out the Ebondeath. Scoot. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that Scoot now before it gets too crazy. All right, here's 5. Let's go for a Goldspan. So I appreciate if you could just attack me with the Seeker there. So that way I can just attack unblocked with my Dragonkin Berserker. That'd be pretty cool. Come at me, brah. Turning on the lights. Getting some leaves. There we go. No blocks. There we go. That's looking great. You guys got a lot of wings for a dragon. What is that, like 2 full sets? All right, and I can, as long as my Goldspan stays alive, I can put out Ebondeath on his turn. I don't have any more direct damage to worry about. Hopefully he doesn't put out another stupid Scoot. What am I floating with here? 9 flying damage? I know I'm sounding way too confident is the problem. We still have a lot of opportunity for this thing to go horribly, horribly wrong. Ooh, I already forgot about the Dracolich there. What you got there? Let's land. Okay, that's right there, free jazz. Ooh, you're coming at me. Oh, no. Please don't say my turn's over yet. All right, good. Here we go. How to pay. Let's go for red. And let's go ahead and go for... What has he got here? 5/5? Let's go for the haste. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And dead! Winner, winner, victory dinner. Woohoo! Alright, we're playing against Damien. 9078. What do we got? 1 mana. No. 3 mana, much better. We'll keep it. What are we going to get rid of here? God, I hate doing this, but yep, I'm sorry. That Fable's going to be much more of an optimizer. That's a lot of colors you got going on there. All right. Anyways, here goes 2. We'll put out the Berserker. Oh, no. Decline. Still make it. Should we go black in this case? No, we got to go red. Let's pay him for the dragons there. We'll go ahead and put out Goro Goro. This guy's gunning for all of them. He's trying to play full-on control. June to control. All right. Is this legendary? Nope. Decline. Red. Let's go for the Fable. And now I need to start needing some... And start needing some black mana all of a sudden. Alright, well there's treasure. Alright, so we're good to go on either Junji or the Goldspan Dragon. That guy needs to be killed. And then he's got himself a 4/4. Alright, let's go for Goldspan Dragon. And I'll put out the Orb of Dragonkind, number 2. Should probably pop one of these pretty quick here. Lol, that's not good. Can we shoot? What can we shoot with this? Target creature or planeswalker. Well, that is glorious. This is going to cost me everything. What does this do? Oh, let's just do it. And they could not handle the pressure. Victory! Victory from above. Alright, so here we are with RAKDOS Dragon. And for me, this is a 100% win rate deck. It did fantastic. I am certain that there are decks that it will be destroyed by. Pretty much, I don't know, anybody that's willing to just wipe the board. I obviously play way too many of my creatures at one time, and I'm totally willing to sit there with nothing in my hands. And I get taken advantage of by control decks all the time. But in my plays tonight, I did not go up against anybody doing control. Maybe that last deck a little bit, but they ran out of control pretty quickly. So, fantastic super win deck. Who was the heroes of this deck here? Well, I gotta say, this is a deck that Kikijiki was made for. We have the Orb of Dragonkind. It gives away your hand as far as what you're playing. I mean, if you're playing Orb of Dragonkind, you're going up against a dragon tribal deck, right? And that's the one thing I don't like about Orb of Dragonkind, Dragons, Fires, and the Temple of the Dragon Queen. People know what's going on. They know what's going to happen there. You don't play those cards unless you're playing heavy dragons. And this is a heavy dragon deck. This guy, Immersturm Predator, is always so good. His ability to become indestructible is just ridiculous. Plus, he's pulling cards out of graveyards and giving himself +1/+1 counters at the same time. Just so hard to deal with. If you have two of them out at the same time, it's even worse. Goldspan Dragon always doing awesome stuff. Inferno of Starmount is usually the end of the game. When this guy comes out, you know you're practically dead. I liked Moonveil Regent. I liked it better when he died. I mean, sure, I was shooting things for 2 because it deals X damage, where X is the number of colors amongst permanents you control. There's a lot of things that had 2 for toughness, and he was able to take out. Yeah, you know, these Kamigawa dragons, I don't even remember what they even did. They look like they should be awesome. They got flying and trample. They got flying and menace. They got abilities that happen whenever they die. Whatever. They're legendary, which makes them kind of difficult to sort of work with. There's something in here that, oh, it's Kiki-Jiki, cannot copy legendary creatures. So that kind of sucks. But then again, Inferno's a legendary, but Goldspan and Immersturm are not. Ebondeath is legendary. There's a lot of legendary, you know, guys in here. I thought it was pretty sweet when I was able to get Dragonkin Berserker to actually do his boast and get out that 5/5 token creature, even though he's a weird-ass 4-winged dragon. Creepy. And Minion of the Minty, let's see. Whenever you attacked, whenever Minion attacked. If you attacked, oh, I see. When I attacked, I only had 5 mana. That's the reason why I didn't get his ability, is because it didn't become 6 until after attack had been called. This guy is dumb. Anyways, he's in here. It's possible you can pull him off. You know, by the time you're putting out enough to actually have 6 points, you already are playing your dragons anyway, so it's probably not that big of a deal. Yeah, I would say I'd probably even want to put out something better here. Maybe even like a, what is that thing called? The Shambling Gas, just so you can get that early treasure thing, which allows you to make your way up into the dragon levels of Manitude a lot sooner. It just sounds, it's so lame to say that though. This guy is just, he's a weird joke. All right, but anyways, so let's rate this deck. Is it competitive? Yeah, I think so. I think this deck is fairly competitive. I saw huge ratings out of it. I thought it did a fantastic job. I can imagine decks that could probably take it out. It's just this, like Angels, is one of those that, you know, flying and 3 and 4 and 6 mana creatures, it's hard to deal with, especially if you can ramp yourself up token-wise to be able to pay for it quickly and efficiently. Number 2, is it fun? Yes, it is a fun deck until, of course, they wipe out all your dragons and you're sitting there with being able to put out nothing but lands. Then it sucks. I think this is super fun. And lastly, is there a theme? Hell yeah, there's a theme. So amongst all those things, I have to give this one an A+. It is competitive. It is fun, and there is a strong theme to it. A+. Congratulations, Rakdos deck. You made it into the Hall of Legends. So anyways, if you end up playing with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, may the force be with you always.